I'm Randy Seiler. I was born in Mobridge, grew up in Harriet. As a young boy, I loved the law. I loved it so much that I played hooky, skipped school, and went to the courtroom to watch the lawyers in action. I joined the Air Force in 1966, including a year in Vietnam. I was always proud to be an American, but till I served in Vietnam, I didn't realize how lucky I was to be an American. After returning from Vietnam, I worked my way through college on the GI Bill and attended the University of South Dakota, the best law school in South Dakota. You know, after law school, I returned to my hometown to be close to my aging parents, and that's a decision I'll never regret. I went on to clerk for a federal judge. I entered private practice in Mobridge. I tried cases. I was a civil lawyer. I had a street practice, and then ultimately I joined the U.S. Attorney's Office. As a prosecutor, I've prosecuted the worst kinds of crimes, everything from homicide, child sexual abuse, domestic violence, forcible rape, drug dealers. But it also made me appreciate the strength and resiliency of South Dakotans and crime victims. I've walked into a courtroom holding the hand of a 7-year-old girl who's had unspeakable things done to her. Under those circumstances, everybody wants to do good. But it's not enough to want to do good. You have to have the experience to be able to give that child a voice and hold her perpetrator responsible and accountable for his actions. During my career as a federal prosecutor, I served under the last 4 presidents. I've been honored with a number of Department of Justice and awards, but the greatest love of my life is, of course, my wife Wanda and my 4 wonderful children. And then the best job, even being better than Attorney General, is being grandpa to 2 wonderful grandchildren. Of course, my grandchildren are the most talented, beautiful, wonderful grandchildren in the world. I'm blessed that they live across the river from Fort Pierre, and I get to see them often. You know, as I look into my grandchildren's eyes, I realize how important it is to have an experienced Attorney General, not just for them, but to keep all South Dakotans safe. That's why experience matters. You need to know about your next Attorney General, who he is, what he's been doing. So here's my confession. My favorite song is, I Fought the Law and the Law Won. You know, I'm sorry I'm boring.